So, Marco, we are so excited about this Crypt Crawler online show. I've had the album on high rotation since it's come out, and I cannot wait for this show. So, tell us a little bit about what fans can expect from this show and what's made you put it together.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Pretty much because touring has been an issue. Like we really want to start touring and getting over east, getting overseas if possible. But with COVID and everything like that, we're like, how else are we gonna get to our fans? Like, we've just put out an album. Like, how else are we going to be able to give them any sort of indication of a live show? So we were like, why don't we try and see if we can just film a live show like a lot of our favorite bands have been doing, like Obituary's been doing it, Catatonia did one last year, Paradise Lost, you name, like, the list keeps going on. We were just like, well, let's see if we can do it. Like, we might be a smaller band without a label or anything. Let's just try and see what we can put together ourselves. So we had our friends Carl Forster at Flux Creative Media, and my fiance Jessica Vaney at JV Photo and Film. They both decided to help us out in filming. We had Ethan McPherson come down. He recorded the live set, and then I took on board the job to mix and master it. And we pretty much just filmed the live set, trying to see what else we can do with the show. Have a banner up in the background, see what else we can put on stage, which I'll leave a bit of a secret for now, so that people can experience that firsthand when it comes aboard. But just trying to see what we can do with our show, considering we've got time to set it up and time to actually record it and release it for our fans. So this is what we're hoping to launch on November 28th.
You mentioned about touring and coming across here to the east and also going overseas. How much disruption has COVID caused to the plans that you had with the band?
Well, pretty much, when we were, the start of 2020, we just released our EP. We already had half of Future Usurper at least already written, and we were gaining that momentum. We actually got some local support for some international bands as they were about to some of the tours that were coming to Perth, and we're like, cool, this is the next step to increasing that popularity. And obviously after that, let's go East Coast, and then shortly after that, let's see what else we can do, especially to see how far Future Usurper can take us. Because we already knew that we had some really strong songs on that album to launch, and pretty much just stop dead in our tracks. But what I guess has been a slight good thing about it is that we've been able to just pause for a moment and think about, wait, let's not just stop completely. Let's see what else we can do. Let's see what else we can put together to try and take advantage of the situation. There's ways that the internet can really help to for people to find bands and things like that. So let's try and take advantage of that while we have the opportunity, because touring is we haven't done it yet, but it'd be amazing to get up and actually reach those fans. But there's also just so much the internet can do. So we're just trying to balance it up in this post-COVID world.
Yeah, it's so strange, and even for me, I'm a music journalist, and I realized the other day it's almost been 2 years now since I went to my last show, and it's so weird, and everything's opening back up now. But I also wanted to ask, with this show, with all the planning and everything for it, how difficult was it to pick a set list? Because you guys have got so many amazing tracks now.
Yeah, thanks, man. We just pretty much we went through our catalog and just thought, there's some songs that maybe people haven't listened to as much, so let's play a song called This One's Holy Ground off our EP, which is the closing track off Blood Sustenance, which might not have as many Spotify plays, but it's a really strong song. So we're let's try and balance that up with songs that people really want to hear. So Future Usurper being the title track and has got the most plays for us on Spotify, and it's really taken off. We're okay, we'll balance it with those sort of songs. So let's just see what songs we also want to play. There's also some people might not know this, but there's a track called Soul Harvester on To the Grave, and a track called One Shadow in Our Flesh on Future Usurper, which are actually part 1 and part 2 tracks. So there's a bit of a special sort of thing that we've done where we blended the two tracks in together as they merge into each other. So just trying to do things like that, stuff that we enjoy, but also songs that fans want to hear. So just trying to balance that up really, and just try and get the best possible show for our fans.
Definitely. And one of the things I find really interesting, and I found talking to a lot of the artists that have done live streams during the COVID times, is how do you overcome that problem that there's no crowd there, because so many bands feed off the energy of their fans and feed off the energy of the crowd. How did you kind of pump yourself up to go out there and put on a show that was like a live show without an audience in front of you?
Yeah, so it's a strange feeling. There were a couple people in the crowd, so obviously, like, you know, just some like friends helping out, like little things like that. I know it's not enough to be like, oh wow, there's a whole crowd in front of us, but yeah, knowing there was a few people there, like, you want to try and impress them as always. One thing I find funny is if there's ever a show where, especially as the front man, wanting to, like, if there's not as many people in the crowd, I kind of go even harder, because I want to try and, you know, really amp up those people that are there.
Yeah.
Like when there's a lot of people in the crowd, like, you kind of like feel like there's a little, you can take a step back and the crowd actually just feeds that energy to you. But when there's less people, I'm just like, oh well, I need to make these people start headbanging. I need to make these people start getting into the music. So let's go even harder. So in a way, it's like, it's kind of funny. Like, without a crowd there, I guess like us just trying to really focus on what we're playing to make it as tight as possible, as well as just, you know, try and like impress people at home when they finally do see it. So yeah, it's a tough one without a crowd, but it also kind of works in your favor a little bit as well. It's a weird thing.
Yeah. Do you think that live streams are also going to change the music scene forever? I was thinking about this the other day, and I thought there are bands out there, say like Kiss, that are wrapping up a world tour because they say they're getting too old to do world tours, but they could still do live streams. But also, for young bands like yourself, this is a great opportunity to be able to play to an international audience, to reach out to people in Germany and Scandinavia before a band is big enough to be able to take that step to tour physically. Do you think live streams are going to change the music scene forever now?
I think so. I don't think they're definitely going to, like, you know, wipe away the live physical aspect of things. But it's definitely a really good way of, you know, putting on a show for those people that you might not get to, like, a particular corner of Finland or a particular corner of Germany that particular fans might have bought your merch from. And this is a great opportunity for them to finally see that show if they're not able to come down to, like, say, you're playing in Germany, like, you might be playing in, like, Hamburg or Frankfurt, and they're not actually able to be at the show. So it's like it's a really interesting way of putting it, like what you were saying there. But it also, like, you know, you look at a band like Trivium, for example. When they did that live stream last year, I think they ended up making more money than you would make for, like, you know, going around on tour at around the country, like America, for example, because they had so many people tuning in from worldwide. So that's a very interesting point as well.
Definitely. I was thinking the other day, and I probably shouldn't mention this out loud, but how awesome would it be if somebody out there actually started a streaming platform where bands could actually go and play live through the streaming platform, and yeah, just like a Netflix kind of thing, but have a back catalogue of shows from all around the world.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Like, especially, like, you know, there's a massive amount of people that are into this style of music, so, like, you'd easily be able to get, maybe not as big as Netflix, but, like, you know, definitely a some sort of platform that people would definitely pay money to have access to all these shows.
Yeah,
definitely, man.
So, talking of platforms, how can people get access to the show that you guys are doing?
We have decided to go through Bandcamp for this show. Bandcamp announced a live stream platform. So pretty much it's just exactly like all in one place where you find our merch, where you find our songs, other than on streaming platforms. Just head to Bandcamp, and we've got the show available. The live stream by itself is $6.66 Australian dollars. And then we've got a whole bunch of bundles as well. We've got some cool merch that we've done up for the show as well. Some hoodies, some t-shirts, some black and white shirts, some patches, and we even limited cassettes as well, which are hand numbered to 100. So like the live stream comes free with all those packs as well.
Awesome. And apart from actually playing music, you guys are doing a Q&A at the end as well. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes. So we've opened up a Google Forms page for fans to add in questions as they please. So any questions that fans have, you know, you want to know what our favorite movies are, what inspired some of our songs, just let us know, and we'll be happy to answer those questions for you guys.
Awesome. And we'll put a link up there as well so that our listeners and our readers will be able to find the best way to be able to get a link to those packages as well. I guess, mate, to finish up, what would you like to say to people out there before they sit down to watch this amazing event that you guys have put together?
Firstly, thank you so much for even considering the idea of checking out Crypt Crawler. Like, anyone that wants to check out Crypt Crawler, hear our music, see our live stream, it honestly means the world to us. So firstly, thank you so much, and when you do go to our page and want to check out the live stream, I hope you enjoy it, man, and thank you so much. Like, again, like, you know, any sort of support is incredibly appreciated, and really means the world to us, so thank you.